In this video, we are going to talk about artificial neural networks, also abbreviated as ANN. The S at the end represents the plural term in the artificial neural networks. So, what is an artificial neural network? An artificial neural network mimics. Oh, I didn't want to do that. So, an artificial neural network mimics the process of how a brain works. The process of how a brain works. It is just replicating the uh, the the working of the brain. If I need to represent of how does an artificial neural network looks like, then what you're gonna see is that there are some circles. Let me draw small circles, and these circles over here are connected using some lines. I'm just using a very non-formal term. We will just formalize in the next videos. So this circle over here, the first one, is connected to the next circle over here by using this line, and just connect it to the others too. And also what we can do is that we can connect this circle with the others too. Now this structure that I have just drawn represents the artificial neural network. That's one thing. The next question that arises in our mind is that if this whole structure over here represents artificial neural network, then what does this small circle, if this whole structure represents the artificial neural network, then what does this small circle represents, and uh, why are the lines uh, being connected to other circles? Now let's talk about that too. Now this circle over here is called artificial neuron. Let me just write it down. Artificial neuron. Each of these circles that you are looking, they are called artificial neuron, right? They are called artificial neuron. Now you can also see that these artificial neurons are connected using some lines. So what do these lines represent? These lines represent that each of these neurons each of these neurons are passing information to the next neuron. Each of these neurons are passing information to the next neuron. So let's say we have a neuron over here, and this neuron is representing this one, and this neuron is representing this one, right? So by connecting this neuron with this one, we are essentially passing or giving or outputting the information. Let me just write it in the info. I'm not gonna write the whole information. So we are passing the information or some result or some result. That's how you write the result, or some output to the next neuron. So each of these lines are there for the information to be passed between the neurons. So to summarize this whole video, I'm gonna select the color. Artificial neural network mimics how does a brain work. How does it look like? How do you actually, I should not say how does it look like exactly, I should say how do you represent an artificial neural network using some graphical notation. So this is the structure of artificial neural network, and in this structure you can see some circles. These circles, each of these circles represent artificial neuron, and you can also see that they are connected by some lines. These lines are there to pass or to give out or to output information from one neuron to the other, from one neuron to the other. So that's the whole idea, just a little concept or the whole idea about the artificial neural network. In the next video, we are going to talk about the classification problems and how do artificial neural network how does an artificial neural network helps in the solution, in finding the solution to classification problems.